So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where we will be reviewing the Miami Grand Prix weekend. I mean, let's just get straight into it with the sprint. It was actually pretty decent, wasn't it? By sprint standards.
Meant to review the weekend in a sentence.
We stopped doing that a long time ago.
We'll do it as review the sprint, and then we'll review the race.
I don't want to review the sprint. The sprint was awful.
The sprint wasn't awful. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was.
The only exciting thing about the sprint was how many penalties was Magnussen going to get.
Okay, let's have a discussion.
And how many
Magnussen.
people can defend Lewis Hamilton just fucking steamroll in turn one and be like, he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that was... Yeah. I'm all for lap one, turn one incidents, but that was beyond.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
don't take the
should have
fucking
had a
piss.
penalty for that.
I think he was lucky that Stroll crashed into Fernando before he got there.
Stroll's like, yeah, I'm taking this apex even though there's 3 cars down my inside.
Yeah.
I swear he's done that before as well. When's he going to learn that if you're on the outside line at turn one...
He done it to fucking Albon, didn't he? Like Saudi.
Leave a space. The apex is not your space.
Yeah, had that contact not happened, I think Hamilton would have been penalised. But thankfully for him, it did. So he got away with it.
I still think there should have been a penalty. Imagine if Checo had spun Verstappen round. There is no, that's lap one, turn one. That is, Checo has fucked it.
He's not in control, is he?
No. Neither was Hamilton. He used Alonso as his brakes, which we said about Stroll using Ricciardo as his brakes in China, and Stroll rightfully got a penalty. But, come on. It just doesn't smack of consistency when we had lap one, turn one incidents being penalised in previous weekends.
The stewards being consistent? How dare you? That doesn't happen in this sport.
What a stupid suggestion.
I'm so sorry. I'll just leave. It's fine.
It's not because it's a conspiracy as well. It's not because they're incompetent. Just remember that.
It's always a bigger agenda.
Yep.
Speaking of the stewards and Kevin Magnussen.
I think there's an agenda against Kevin Magnussen, you know.
Black flag worthy, yes or no?
Not even close. It's tactical driving, not dangerous.
Surely, though, by the point, you get 3 penalties for exactly the same thing.
It was in the stewards' document that they will make a recommendation to the FIA that the penalties get progressively more severe if repeated penalties occur. Because currently, there is no such justification of increased severity for repetition. It is just, it's the same offence, you get the same penalty. Which kind of makes sense, but at the same time, if you keep doing it...
Yeah. You look at... not that this is a good way of judging things, but you look at the F1 game, and you get that message pop up, warning, nearing disqualification for accumulated infringements. Surely that should have been popping up on Kevin Magnussen's dashboard at some point in the race.
No, because the Haas boys just covered it over.
It's a little sticker.
Yeah. I don't think there'd be a warning on your fucking dashboard as you're driving.
Just a sticker that says you're doing great,
like
sweetie.
a wanker.
It just pops up in big letters, behave.
Yeah. Just a picture of Maldonado on your screen. You're like, oh, fucking hell, Christ.
Yeah, you look at it. He got 10 seconds for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. He got another 10 seconds for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. He got another 10 seconds for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. He got 5 seconds for track limits on a street circuit, which is wild. Like, and then he got investigated for unsporting conduct.
That was because of the repetition.
Hmm.
That's where the whole we're going to make a recommendation to the FIA about this.
Yeah.
You know you've done something bad when the stewards are like, we're going to have to talk to the big dogs here.
We have to talk to the big man over here.
Oh god.
So, yeah, I think it would have been much better if we had that repetition rule, because he would have at least got to.
Disqualified.
I don't know if he'd have made it to disqualified. 10 seconds,
But
drive through, stop, go. He'd have made it to stop, go. And then if he'd done it once more,
just stop.
it would have
because-
been disqualification.
Because there's stop go, but there's 5 and 10 second stop goes, isn't there?
I think that's just 10-second stop, go.
Oh, okay.
I could be
Used-
wrong.
stop.
There used to be a 5
I
second
think
stop
it's
go back in the
just
day.
10-second stop, go.
Back in my day, there was a 5 second stop go penalty and a 10 second stop go penalty.
Yeah, back in my day, that wasn't even a penalty.
Back in my day, that was just a pit stop.
I've just had a look as well on the FIA website. He's got 10 penalty points.
I have a list of everyone's current penalty points.
Ben, why did you do that?
I don't
Gang,
think
gang.
any of them are due to expire anytime
I
soon.
should probably do that, really, shouldn't I?
So, right. Does anyone want to take a guess on when Kevin's first penalty point will drop off?
Next
year.
year.
Which point?
No.
Right at the end.
Surely
April.
this year.
March the 9th.
What, next year?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
accumulated
Wait.
3 penalty points for causing a collision with Alex Albon at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. He got another 2 penalty points for causing a collision with Yuki Tsunoda at the Chinese Grand Prix. And then he got 3 penalty points for leaving the track without a justifiable reason multiple times while passing Lewis Hamilton at the Miami Sprint. And 2 penalty points for causing a collision with Logan Sargent in the Grand Prix, making a grand total of 10. So he has to be a very good boy until March the 9th next year, or he's
I
going to have to
remember.
sit around.
He's also
Yeah.
very lucky that he only got 3 points for leaving the track and getting advantage 3 times. That could have been more.
He's also very lucky that 2 out of his 3 causing a collisions only gave him 2 points, because if all of them had given him 3 points, he'd be sitting around out now.
Mhm.
Yeah, he would not be going to Imola.
So,
One thing that
Eh?
really amuses me, right?
What?
On the article, it's an article that like just gets updated, and there's a comment from 4 months ago. Amazing how perception stacks up to reality. Before reading this article, I would have guessed K-Mag had some points. 17 hours ago. You can rest easy now. Reality has caught up with, and arguably surpassed, perception.
Wait, so when he gets banned, but all of them points just go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So surely at Imola you just take one for the team, don't you?
probably.
And then
Or
can do it
you
all
just
over
try
again.
and drive clean.
Oh, it gives Kevin a day off, doesn't it? Weekend off, enjoy that.
if he gets... if he has to miss a race,
Mhm.
does someone stand in his place, or
Mhm.
is like that car...
Yeah,
Just
because it's
no
the
car.
driver that's banned,
driver,
not the
okay.
car.
Okay, that's fine.
Your car is banned.
Yeah, this car, nah.
Which is
Kevin-
why, like, Jenson Button still technically has an outstanding grid penalty. Because
Yeah, it's a
penalties are
clean
applied
move.
to the driver, not to the car.
Lol. Right,
It was the car, not
should
the
we,
driver.
should we run through all the penalty points as they stand while we're here? We'll start with Red Bull.
Should we
Uh,
guess who's second? Go. through
Okay,
the
I don't
table.
have it in order of that. I just have it in
Oh.
order of drivers. Okay, Max
Very
Verstappen.
good.
Max Verstappen, how many points?
0.
2.
2.
Get on.
Forced Charles Leclerc off track at turn 1 of the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So his points expire in November. Sergio Perez, how many points?
6.
4.
5.
4.
8.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
1 for causing a collision with Albon in Singapore. 2 for overtaking Fernando
Oh,
Alonso
yeah.
under the safety car in
No.
Japan. 2 for causing a collision with Kevin Magnussen at the hairpin in Japan. 2 for causing a collision with Lando Norris in Abu Dhabi. 1 for an unsafe release in Saudi Arabia. So his
Forgot
first
about
points expire in September.
Ooh.
Lewis Hamilton.
Imagine if he hit Verstappen then. He'd be in danger,
4.
wouldn't he?
2. Lewis Hamilton is on 4 points. He caused a collision with Sergio Perez in the sprint race at Belgium, and he caused a collision with Oscar Piastri in Monza. So his points start to expire in July and will finish in September. George Russell,
10.
6.
4. Unsafe rejoin and causing a collision with Sergio Perez at Monaco.
10 minus 6.
And causing a collision with Max Verstappen in Las Vegas. So 2 of his drops off in the end of May, the other 2 in November. Charles Leclerc,
None.
0.
0. Carlos Sainz,
4.
2.
1. Causing a collision with Oscar Piastri. May the 5th, 2025 is when that will drop off.
this feels like I'm playing like Weakest Link or something.
Bang.
Lando Norris,
None.
0.
Oscar Piastri,
0.
0. Fernando Alonso,
4.
0.
No.
4.
It's at least 6.
it's 6. Incident at turn 6-7. No time may be driven no car may be driven unnecessarily slowly. 3 points. And 3 points for causing a collision with Carlos Sainz in the sprint race at the Chinese Grand Prix. So
Oh, yeah. What a load of
Yeah, the
bollocks.
Australia one where he got 3 penalty points.
yeah, so he's had 3 points per incident so far. He's on 6. Doesn't drop off until March next year. Lance Stroll,
5.
7.
7.
Oh.
I know my Lance Stroll.
Not your favourite driver, isn't it?
Caused a collision with Pierre Gasly
Fuck.
as the British Grand Prix, 2 points. Overtaking under yellow flags at the Las Vegas Grand Prix, 3 points. Causing a collision with Daniel Ricciardo at the Chinese Grand Prix, 2 points. Gives them 7, so they don't drop off.
Would
Well,
he only get 2 points for
I
that?
know, that should be 5. 2 points drop off in July, then 3 more in November, and then next year for the rest. Pierre Gasly, who I will take this opportunity to remind you, at the start of last season, had 10 penalty points.
Yeah, after the stewards took a disliking to him
4.
in Japan.
Mm.
None.
He's on 0. He has lost all of his
Just,
penalty points,
Oh,
avoided a
yes,
race
VAR
ban.
and Chris, he's looking away. He's cheating.
Esteban Ocon,
2.
4.
3.
Nil Poir.
Ah, fuck.
Get it because it's French.
In.
Je suis intelligent. Alex Albon.
Does that mean I am stupid?
Yeah, we. Alex Albon, how many points?
2.
Yeah, 2.
0.
None.
Logan Sargent, how many points?
4.
2.
1.
8.
2, 4, 6, 8.
He got 2 points for causing a collision with Bottas at the Italian Grand Prix in Monza. He got 2 points for causing a collision with Valtteri Bottas at the Japanese Grand Prix. He got 2 points for a yellow flag infringement during qualifying at the Mexican Grand Prix. And he got 2 points for overtaking Nico Hulkenberg at the Chinese Grand Prix. Overtaking Nico Hulkenberg under safety car conditions at the Chinese Grand Prix.
It's a bit harsh. Just letting Logan overtake them. That's not
Really
allowed.
So his start dropping off in September. Daniel Ricciardo,
None.
3.
2. Overtaking Nico Hulkenberg under safety car, China. Yuki Tsunoda,
None.
4.
third and fourth.
3.
Not 4. It's not 4. Because if it was 4, you would have said.
He got 1 point at the Spanish Grand Prix for forcing Zhou off track, and he got 2 points at the Dutch Grand Prix for causing a collision with George Russell. Valtteri Bottas.
5.
None.
Didn't he kamikaze Stroll at Mexico?
That's exactly it, causing a collision with Lance
Oh,
Stroll.
that's the only one.
2 points, yeah. Zhou.
None.
4.
2.
Yeah.
Causing a collision with Daniel Ricciardo at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hülkenberg is our last one, because we've covered Kevin.
6.
5.
I feel like we could cover Kevin again and I'll still guess wrong.
Yeah.
It's
5.
2 points for Nico.
Oh.
He caused a collision with Logan Sargent at the Monaco Grand Prix and got 2 points for it. So, Kevin on 10, Logan on 8, Stroll on 7, and Checo on 8 are your high scorers.
Cool.
That was actually a game show. We do so shit.
Yes.
Put us in the chase right now.
Oh, well, at least the
Oh,
chase is
right.
multiple choice.
Okay, I know what yous are all dying to talk about.
Well,
so-
what gave it away? Was it the fact that 3 of us are all wearing McLaren merch?
No, I don't know. I think we're really subtle about it, you know.
Let's talk about free practice 1.
No.
No,
No,
let's
let's
talk
not go-
about SQ2, where Lando set one of the fastest laps of the weekend on a set of mediums. It was faster than his soft tyre running in SQ3. What the fuck was that about?
Well, let's just talk about the race.
Yeah. Okay, I'm right off the rip. I'm going for it, okay? Take the emotion of Lando winning his first race out of the situation, out of the race. It was only slightly above average.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
Because
If
Until-
say that was Sergio Perez in Lando's-
Fucking load of
in Lando's
rubbish.
place, or it would have just been okay. He got lucky with the safety car. Or say it was like Charles Leclerc instead of Lando Norris in that situation. It would have been Charles has got lucky with the safety car and then pulled away. Cool, fine, another win for Charles. But because it was Lando's first, there was a lot more tension around it.
Hmm.
But overall, the race was not incredible.
Yeah, because until the Bollard incident, I remember texting a group chat and him saying this race is so dull. Because nothing was happening.
Well,
Max
no, it
caused
was-
his own downfall. He set the dominoes
Yeah.
in motion.
It was the
Well,
ripple
the
effect. It
balance.
is weird. It is mental.
But we can't
But they-
can't take it away from Lando, all right? Yes, they got a little bit lucky with the timing of the safety car and the fact that Bernd Mailander picked up Max, not Lando. They got a bit lucky with that, but we cannot deny that even after the safety car, Lando had the pace to keep Max behind him. It's not like it was just the safety car that did it.
Yeah.
Lando had pace.
Mm.
Like he opened a gap at the end. It was like what, 7-8 seconds?
7 seconds, yeah.
The worst thing was you seen Lando get in that gap and you're still shitting yourself.
Yeah.
every time he's going through turn 16, I'm like, don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall. Because like you've seen it so many times in like quali, they've just tapped the wall, thrown their suspension out of whack, and then they have to come in and pit, and that's it, they're out, and it's like, oh my god, please just don't do that, just don't do that.
I was just waiting for the car to break down.
True. A la Spa.
Yeah.
It's broken! It's off! Anti-stall!
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that-
you expected Summit, because whenever Lando's had the chance to win, Summit's always gone wrong for whatever reason.
It's been savage.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that I do agree. I think the race was a bit mid.
But it's like, was it turn 11 where there's the left into the long sweeping right? To
Yes.
then up towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part of the track's quite good, I find. It's just the back long straight where you sort of, it feels like as that part of the track you sort of expect overtaking there. And it's just not, it's just DRS train. You can't do anything about
Yeah,
it.
see, I watched both F1 Academy races, and in all honesty, I wish I didn't. Because without the DRS, there is no overtaking at that circuit.
It was rough. There was a little bit, but not a lot. And it generally tended to be from when somebody made a bit of a mistake or went slightly wider, and got a bit of a swapper on sort of thing.
There was no like natural racing.
Those cars need
Yeah.
DRS. It's savage, but they do.
But even in Saudi Arabia, I think there was more racing. Miami just isn't a track that encourages it
No, well,
for any category.
I think we'll get the best representation of how good the F1 Academy cars will be next time around, because they next join us in Spain.
Which is an actual circuit.
Yeah. Something with a bit of runoff, something with some curbs, a proper racetrack. And one that most of the drivers, I assume, would probably be quite familiar with the amount of like testing and junior series that go through there. So,
but yeah, I hope Miami never gets a sprint again, because I don't want to watch any more of it than I have to. But the sprint was all right, but I think that was because of the turn 1 chaos and the domino effect from that. The race was all right, and that's because of the chaos caused by the virtual safety car, and then K-Mag punterinoing Logan Sargent, which caused an actual safety car.
Yeah, I think as a whole, it's probably the best. Like, of Miami, it's probably one of the best races you'll ever get. But if they want to have that more, then they'd have to change something somehow around the circuit.
Yeah.
It's unlikely.
They need to change the stupid technical bit right before the long straight, because everyone it bunches you up in a way that you can't get a run at people into the DRS zone. You need a corner that means you can get a run on someone onto the straight, and that
However,
doesn't do it. So
can we talk about the 2 Alpines on lap 1 through that section?
What was that?
That is not a section I ever thought I would see 2 cars wheel to wheel.
Yeah, no.
And them two as well.
Yeah, true.
I was waiting for one of them to get shoved into the wall by the other.
Brilliant racing from the 2 of them as well. And Alpine points.
Yeah.
Point.
Well, point, but that's still more than 2 of the teams on the grid.
Yeah.
Which is
And the
embarrassing for
Alpine
those
is
two.
a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't as much as a bus this weekend.
True,
It was okay.
They might have made it into the sports bus, as Clarkson would call it.
Yeah. Like, they were consistently around, like, 12th to 10th-ish. That area.
The upper midfield.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is now.
Yeah.
Actually, coming back to the sprint really quickly, we forgot to mention Danny Rick P4.
Yes. I was going to say he's got... Okay, so it did turn out that his grid penalty was the GP, not the sprint. So, what if they get a grid penalty in the sprint? Does that apply to the next sprint? That we'll soon have to find that one out. We just need someone to clap someone in a sprint and retire, and then get a penalty for it.
There was someone did
sprint?
get a penalty in sprint qualifying, I think, and it said in the document like 3-place grid penalty for the next sprint.
But what I want to know is if someone gets a penalty in the sprint, and then retires, will that roll over to the next sprint in the way that we get GP grid penalties roll over?
Yeah.
Because Danny Rick had a day of two halves, didn't he? He had P4 in the sprint, and then quali where he was 18th, and then had his 3 grid penalties, so was just at the back.
E20, yeah.
I'm surprised in a way that VCarb didn't take the opportunity to just pit lane start him and give him some fresh components or something. But maybe they just didn't either have the components or think it was worthwhile to do that at this time. But you normally see it when somebody's got a grid penalty and they're starting lower than they'd expect to anyway, that they just pit lane them.
Take a new engine and stuff, yeah.
Because it's like, well, you're closer to the back than you otherwise would have been. Might as well.
And if you're literally 20th, there is nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But, yeah, no, since Danny Rick got his new chassis at the Chinese Grand Prix, I'd have to say he's significantly improved. I know his qualifying result at Miami left somewhat to be desired, and the race didn't go quite how he'd hoped, but he did make some progress up the field. Got a bit unlucky where the safety car came out for him, but, you know, swings and roundabouts. But that drive in the sprint race showed that he still has what it takes to drive at the business end of the field.
I don't know if I'm thinking about the wrong sprint. Did someone not make a pretty good recovery drive as well?
Not sure.
I may have picked that up, but oh no, I'm thinking of F1 Academy, where the Bianca Bustamante stalled on the grid and then fought back to the points.
Yes, she did. That was
despite a 5-second time penalty as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of gutting to like, she's got a good start, and no, she's stalled. And then just lap after lap of she was the one person overtaking people. So yeah, it can be done. You just got to be a lot quicker than the cars in front of you.
Indeed. But yeah, I mean, I think we've basically covered all the.
I mean, we haven't really spoken about those win that much, so let's just cover it off. Oh my god!
Actually, the first thing that caused that, I'd say, the first domino was Perez pitting early.
I don't know, because Max hit that bollard all on his own.
Yeah, no, but without Perez pitting early, Lando would just been stuck behind him more and more.
True.
And also, Red Bull pitting Max straight away after the VSA.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's
to be fair, quite a lot of teams get caught out of that because you're not really going to expect the Magnussen effect.
True.
Yeah, but then also if you see, like, from 8th down in a massive DRS train, surely you want to overcut them massively and not get stuck in that as well.
I think that was a bit of a faux pas on the Red Bull strategy of when they pit Perez, they pit him into traffic as well. Because then he had some overtaking to do. I mean, he didn't have a
didn't he have to race Hamilton for a bit? And to be fair, the Red Bull didn't really drop the Mercedes the way you would expect it to.
No, it didn't really drop anyone the way I expected it to. Normally we say with its DRS open it's a rocket ship, but like they struggled. Which is a sentence we don't normally say.
No. And Max struggled on the hard tyre as well.
Yeah, he did say just struggled to get the car to turn, which on a circuit is an issue.
Only slightly.
If he was drag racing, it'd be fine. Don't need to. But no, yeah, no, it was. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. So Perez pitting early probably set everything in motion, but the big key moments were Max hitting the bollard, and then Kevin going yeet to Logan. definitely a penalty, but I still
Yeah.
think it was slightly unlucky on Magnussen's part. Because they were sort of still side by side through that section. It was just that
Yeah, but
Logan was
his
starting
car's-
to pull away. But his car's
car
too
isn't-
far back.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
not
issue.
far enough alongside
Yeah.
to deem that amount of space into that corner.
Yeah, the steward said
Especially as Logan was on the racing line as well.
if they take it as a chicane, he wasn't far enough alongside at the first part. If they take it as an individual corner, he still wasn't far enough alongside.
Savage.
What was he doing?
Yeah, he just needed to back out of that one. But, you know, they're racers, they're racing, they want the position, they'll fight
But
for
he didn't
every
have to
inch.
back out, he just had to straight line the chicane.
Yeah, just cut the corner, but then track
Just
limits.
ramp it.
He didn't
Yeah.
care about that in the sprint.
Yeah,
True,
it's
true.
better than being out of the race.
Yeah.
But at least Magnussen wasn't out of the race, I suppose. So.
Well, in essence, he was. He went to the back of the
Max,
field with a broken
Max
front
in the
wing.
cool-down room was an absolute savage. Sees the crash and then goes, well, at least they have a spare chassis now.
Yeah.
Also, his reaction to Perez almost absolutely steamrolling him at turn one was amazing.
What did he say again?
It was just his face.
It's just his face. It's just like pure shock of how close he came to being wiped the fuck out. Because
Yeah,
that
I
was
remember-
millimeters.
I remember watching it and just as Perez went steamroller, I just went
See-
to the TV.
See, I had an issue with my Now TV app over the weekend where it wasn't actually working. So I listened to
That's
like
quite
the
a severe
first.
issue.
That is, I listened to the first half of the race on the Formula One app. So I had the radio broadcast, and they was just like, and we're away, and oh my god, Perez has almost wiped out his teammate along with about 3 other cars, and I'm thinking, what the fuck has gone on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, pretty much what it says on the tin.
Then after the safety car, I was like, nah, we've got to try something. We've got to get this to work. Restarted my phone, tried it again. App worked. Could watch the actual broadcast. And I'm working, and then while I'm pacing up and down, stressed out of my mind because he's winning. And it's just like, oh my god, please don't fuck this up. Oh god, no! I was so stressed. Everyone, like, people were walking past me, are like, "You good?" I'm like, "No," because I had it on my speaker as well, so I was just listening to it. Yeah, I can't deal with that level of stress.
The way I found out was I was at a Bruce Springsteen concert, and because there's thousands of people there, signal doesn't work. So as everyone started leaving, my phone just started like connecting back to it. And I kept getting all the notifications, and I just looked and saw all the notifications from F1 being like, watch the start of the race. I was like, oh yeah, the race is happening. What the fuck? Oh. I was stood in the queue next to my mum for the toilet. I was like, Mum, Lando's winning. What?
Yeah, I just watched it live, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
So don't go watch Bruce Springsteen then. What
Yeah.
do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a
Um,
free ticket. I'm not going to say no.
now, something I've seen a lot of people complain about on social media was Crofty at the checkered flag and his commentary line.
Yeah.
It had to bring the
Thoughts?
precedent into it. Why?
I-
Just leave.
Yeah,
Leave.
he was trying to do wordplay,
Yeah.
but don't.
Don't
Don't.
besmirch my boy by bringing that fucking tangerine into it.
I mean, granted, he blends in with the team, but
True.
don't.
Find Donald Trump. It's like, where's Wally in real life?
I prefer the Lando has landed line. That was better. So, I'll take the second line, but the first one, Jesus Christ, Crofty, why?
Yeah, I really understand. Like, he likes his wordplay. But maybe not that one.
Maybe not for like misogynistic ex-presidents.
Yeah, who has many charges against him.
Yeah.
And he's about to be Prime Minister again. Well,
Prime Minister? Huh?
He's taken over this country.
I would very soon try and leave, that's for damn sure. Jawohl, ich spreche Deutsch. Ich bin ein Berliner.
I think there would be what was it called where Scotland tried to leave the UK? What was that called?
An
Referendum.
independence referendum.
A
What, you
referendum.
think
That's the word.
England
Yeah, I
would
think
try
there'd
and
be
leave England?
No, I think there'd be another two of Wales and Scotland. You can fend for yourselves.
Cornwall votes for independence.
Yeah, I go down there. Sound.
Sad noises as works in Cornwall but lives in Devon. Oh god.
There was
Yeah.
something else I seen on social media, and I can't remember what it was.
I'm trying to
The
find...
TikTok edits have been hilarious. Another GP, another Max Verstappen outro. No, you don't. Lando Norris giving it the finger. Fucking God Save the King blares out.
Do you know how weird it was only hearing one national anthem on the podium?
It was nice.
Oh yeah.
I've never been more happy to listen to the British national anthem.
Yeah, no, seriously.
It was weird not hearing the British national anthem's second verse as well. Normally, it just continues into the German national anthem seamlessly.
This is what my reaction was when I saw that Lando was leading.
God.
Charlotte Tilbury at the Formula of the F1 Academy because she has a team in F1 Academy.
No, my whole timeline after the race has literally just been Lando Norris winning, Jenson Button hating Danica Patrick,
Yeah,
and the rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. That's it. That's my whole timeline.
What is going on with that? Because I've got no idea.
It's mental. It's too much for this.
It's too heavy
well, it's
for
been
this.
going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
for ages.
Yeah.
I don't.
Also, can we discuss Lando's celebration? Holy shit, that boy leapt into his
Oh,
mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
were
Fred
full.
as well.
Oh my god, Fred Vasseur.
Fred's a G. What a man he is.
It just goes to show how liked Lando is as a person within the paddock. That
Yeah.
someone as bitter a rival in terms of the team as Ferrari, their team principal Fred Vasseur doesn't really care about that, is just genuinely happy for Lando and sneaks into the celebrations, gets given a McLaren cap, and then sprays everyone with champagne afterwards.
But it's the fact as well that everyone was congratulating him because like sometimes some people would win, but you might get one or two people who won't say anything because they don't like him. But like everyone has said congrats to him. Like you can see how well liked he is.
I think
whole place.
the least congratulations I saw from anyone was from when Yuki Tsunoda just sort of like drove past him on the cooldown map, and that was it. Whereas everyone else was like, "Oh my god, you fucking did it!"
Yeah.
I mean, Fernando Alonso coming out onto the grid to go and like say congrats to him, because obviously Lando was there at McLaren when Alonso was driving, so they obviously know each other quite well in that respect. So that was nice to see, sort of mentor and mentee. Obviously the British drivers, but I mean, Max seemed more excited for Lando to win than he did for himself to win.
Yeah.
They're just friends, and that's what it's nice to see afterwards. They can drive hard and fight hard on the track, but as soon as they get out of the car, they're just mates.
Yeah.
And it's just
Well, you even
so
heard
wholesome.
that from Lewis and Magnussen after the rules were broken in the sprint, and Lewis went, "Yeah, I get it." fair enough.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I
And
think
Magnussen was
Lewis,
like, "Yeah, I did that." Soz.
which is why he got hauled up to the stewards for unsportsmanlike.
Mm.
No, I think Hamilton seemed more annoyed at Hulkenberg for his almost squeezing him into the wall than he was at Magnussen for driving off the circuit repeatedly.
And yeah, we discussed this briefly before we started recording as well. There's only one thing that sort of disappoints me about Lando's first win, and it's that it wasn't at Silverstone.
Oh, but the amount of pressure, though.
And
Yeah, but it just gets cheered on every lap.
ride reaction.
I mean, he
That
was getting
was-
cheered on by the Miami crowd. Everyone got behind him. The whole thing, like when he got out of the car, it was just chants of Lando, Lando. Like, fair enough. Like, that's it. Didn't matter what color anyone was wearing.
Yeah.
They were all chanting for Lando.
It was a bit like a Carlos Sainz at Silverstone when he got his first win for Ferrari.
Mm.
Just everyone was buzzing.
People love to see an underdog story.
I
People
think
love to
everyone-
see a
To
first
anyone
win.
but Max Verstappen win.
Especially at
Unless it's
Silverstone.
Checo. I feel like Checo's probably the only one because there was still a
Yeah,
Red
still-
Bull.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think, for the most part, everyone's always really happy for the driver for their first win
Mm.
because it's their first win. You're never gonna
Yeah,
get that again.
it's a
There's a
special
Lance Stroll.
Yeah, but like I said, for the
Lance
most
Stroll
part,
wins. Boo.
Logan
Yeah.
Sargent wins. Everyone's like, how the fuck did this happen?
yeah, well,
But we'd
no?
still be happy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because
Yeah.
it'd mean he'd probably keep his seat.
Well, you
I
don't
It'd be
know.
like if Goat Tife managed to get a win, you know?
Oh my god, imagine.
Just everyone
would-
would just be standing there like, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy because it means everyone else would have DNF'd.
Then something's happened in the race.
Technically, Logan out-qualified his teammate for the first time. It was a sprint qualifying, and it was because Albon had his lap time deleted. But technically, Logan has now out-qualified Albon.
But that is
Progression.
Albon's fault if he got his lap time deleted, so
Yeah,
He's still done it. It's progression.
it's only taken
But yeah.
him a year and a half.
I don't think
Hey.
we have anything else left
You know,
on this week's programme.
We've got the F1 Academy to run through, because I do that nowadays. And we've got all the predictions to run through, because
Oh,
we
yeah,
haven't done
yeah,
that
yeah.
yet. So...
Oh, yeah.
I thought we had.
so that's all for today.
Right, predictions.
All right, Rich, predictions.
Let's start with the pole and podium. Just get that one out of the way. Joint last place, myself and Nia, 3 points apiece. Shite weekend, but I'll take it. I don't care. Nia probably
Great
won't
joke.
take it. Nia probably won't enjoy it quite as much when she sees the tables. But joint second place, Ben and Sonia, 4 points apiece.
How the fuck have we let Chris win?
Yeah, that means Chris has win purely because he put Leclerc in the correct position on the podium. That was what tipped him over. Bold predictions. I'm 90% sure there was more than one pit stop that was less than 2.1 seconds. There was definitely a 1.9 from Ferrari.
I think I have seen that Ferrari done two 1.9s back to back.
So I'm giving myself that point. And then nobody else got any points. Chris, you almost got it. Alpine points, sprint and GP, just the GP. Ben, for
You could have
your
got
own-
away with just GP as well, to be fair.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
Ben, hour and
Wants to
15
go
minutes
really
of
bold.
pre-race shite. No, just
That's good though.
was it half hour? Did you say, Chris?
Yeah, half hour
Yeah.
according to the media pack.
Brilliant. Better than
Uh,
last year. They're learning.
They are. And Nia said no Merc
And they
points
didn't
all
broadcast
weekend.
it, which made it even better.
Oh, it was so good. It was so
But you
good.
can hear it in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
fuck.
I'll take that over actually having to sit there and watch it.
And with I am, this is the formula.
Lapdown showdown. Nobody got lapped thanks to a mid-race safety car, so that was all good. And the last one.
Hey Sergio, welcome to Red Bull.
I won this week. actually.
Well done, you.
Thank you. So
I am great.
yeah, I know. I'm just so fucking good at this. I almost got a full house. I'm so gutted.
Yeah, I'm that good.
So sprint quali, he came third. I said third. Nia also said third for that one. Sprint race, I said third. Was the only one to get that one right. Quali, I said fourth. Ben, Nia, and me got that one. And the race, he came fourth. Ben got that one. So I got three.
Brilliant.
I got three. Ben and Nia got two, and Chris got none. Good shit, Chris.
Chris, you need to learn about Sergio Perez more.
Social media.
I was just trusting the Red Bull car around Miami.
Yeah, too much. Social media.
No,
Hallie...
in Checo's defense, he was only 7.5 seconds off Verstappen. And before the race, you probably say, I'll take that.
was decent.
Yeah.
But then you realise he's 15 seconds off the lead. And there's a Ferrari in between him.
Yeah.
Social media. Hallie only got 1 point this week. And M got 5. So social media standings, M increases the lead to 22. SK's on 11, still on hiatus. So we need to try and find a way to get in touch with SK. And Hallie's on 9 now, closing that gap. Our championship, here we go. In 5th place and last is now Nia on 26 points.
Oh my god.
Chris has jumped into 4th place on 28. I'm in 3rd still on 31. Ben is in 2nd on 38, and Sonia is in the lead, but the gap has come down to just 2 points. So Sonia is on 40.
Get on.
I'm looking Ryan Reynolds in the eye to try and have a better week next week.
Yeah.
But
F1 Academy.
Was the Abbey pulling week?
It was the Abbey pulling week. The only session she didn't top was FP1. Everything from FP2 onwards was Abbey pulling. It was kind of the same that we saw in Saudi Arabia, though, with Dorian Pan.
Yeah. Although technically Dorian Pan was given a large penalty for
yes,
one of the
but
races.
she still finished first on the road.
Mm.
If she'd just not done an extra lap, she would have been fine. So yeah, Q1 was pulling Pan and Ham Al-Khabaisi. Q2 was pulling Bustamante and Pan. Race 1 was pulling Pan and Chloe Chambers, who drives the Haas-sponsored car. So that was kind of cool. Got a little podium for that one.
Yeah, first ever Haas podium.
And race 2 was pulling Bustamante and Pan. So the standings, teams, Prema 124 points ahead of Rodin on 122, and Campos on 82 in third. It's impossible to actually follow the teams because you have no idea who's actually on what team because they're all just sponsored by some other one, and that's the livery.
Yeah.
It's an absolute mission to try and figure out who's driving for who without going on the website and searching it. But the driver standings, Pulling has increased her gap at the front. She's on 99 points. Dorian Pan is in 2nd on 65, and Veig, the Ferrari-sponsored driver, is in 3rd on 51. That's your F1 Academy roundup.
This wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, I believe. Unless anyone has something they want to bring up.
Lando won the Miami Grand Prix.
Lando is a race winner. No more Lando no wins.
And with that, it's time to end. We will see you next week where we will be previewing the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. But until then...
I'm surprised that's as much as you said. I was waiting for the whole
shebang
of Pirelli Italia, but
hold on. I didn't.
Why did you have to remind them of that? We were about to be done.
I've never seen someone go
so excited.
Like, oh my god!
Join us next week when we will be previewing the Formula One MSC Cruises Gran Premiero del Made in Italy del Emilia-Romagna 2024 Grand Prix.
We apologise to any Italian listeners for Chris's butchering of the Italian segments of that.
To be fair, most of it's in English. It's just the
He's
last
got on
bit.
that Duolingo.
Yeah, he's the one who's on Duolingo in Italian.
Yeah. I don't think Formula One Grand Prix
That's all he's
is a
speaking to
unit.
Duolingo. It's just made in Italy.
The
Anyway,
next Duolingo lesson is translating this, but it's exactly the same.
bye.
Goodbye, everyone.